Bigger, the story, written by Daniel Kirk. Once I was very small. I was so small that I was hardly even me. But every day, in the darkness of my mother's womb, I grew bigger and bigger until I was born. I pushed hard with my little arms and I kicked hard with my little legs, and guess what? I got bigger. I kept growing when the sun shone bright, and by the light of the moon. Even though I did not know how to walk or talk or dress or feed myself, there was always one thing I knew how to do, and that was grow. Nothing could stop me now because I was getting bigger. My, how you've grown, people would say. What a big boy you are. And I knew they were right. They were right because when I stood next to the table, I could see what was on top of it instead of just underneath. I could stand on my toes and touch the doorknob and the telephone and the light switch on the wall, even though I wasn't supposed to. Boxes were filled with my old shirts and coats and pants and shoes because they did not fit me anymore. Only big clothes would fit me now. I took big steps. I ate big meals and I used big words. I slept in a big bed and I went to a big school. I played with big toys and bigger boys. Sometimes I didn't like it when other kids played with my toys, but I was getting bigger and big enough to share. And as I got bigger, my world began to grow. I learned the names of animals I had never seen, and then I went to see them in the zoo. I saw the houses all around my own and the people who lived in them. I learned their names and they learned mine. I learned about the oceans and the mountains and the stars in the sky 1,000,000 miles away. Everywhere I looked, my world was getting bigger, and everything I saw, I took inside, and I was big enough to hold it all. Once I was very small. I was so small that I was hardly even me. But before I knew my name, and before I saw my mother's smiling face or held my father's hand, was a promise. It was a promise of everything that I am and everything that I will be. I will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the little baby inside the mom's tummy. You know, another word for when you are that small inside your mom's tummy is called a womb. A womb is like the home for the baby inside the tummy where the baby lives. The end. I like that book, Bigger.